A lot of us have really been in our heads about life. We've been in our heads about life. We've let things, our challenges, really take us to some places, right? And it's okay to be transparent about that. That's part of the life experience. You know, the bullshit comes with it. It comes complimentary, right? We be in our heads about shit and our feelings about shit. But we always feel like there's an opposing force against us. And that's a thing, right? That has its place. It's definitely shit going on. It's definitely some shit going on that's just like it's a bit much. So definitely there's challenges and leaps and hurdles that we need to pass. But the real thing is you got to realize you are always going to be your biggest eye. Because in your attempt to not be a slave and in your attempt, and when I say slave, I'm saying slave to the programming that's just second nature to this existence here on this planet. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. I love this block, but I gotta stay focused. Ain't that what Dr. Umar say? Gotta stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. You know you gotta say shit 3 times in a row. I love it. I don't even know. I'm here for it. Fuck it up. But anywho, we're on our heads, man. And we're trying to break free from this shit and beat the shit, but you still in it. You still in it because you spend so much time obsessing about it. You got a plan. And with that plan, you're going to follow it, go through with it, or you're not. You're not. When you stop, it says you are done. You don't care. And you fight until you can't fight no more. And fighting don't always have to be drawn out in a tragedy. Sometimes it's knowing when to bow out and when to balance shit. Like, hold up. Let me reel it back in. Let me regroup. But I tell you, nothing is worse than the stinking thinking that some of us be having. We realize stinking thinking is negative. It's negativity. It's not productive. It don't plant any seeds. It's not an action for real. You can't take act. I mean, your thought should lead to an action. If your thought is negative, that action should not follow through, right? That is the most detrimental to our time here on the planet. Hey, y'all joining? I'm just saying. So you got to learn to bring yourself in balance and do the things that's necessary to come into that balance so that you're not going over the cliff with it. Because we are here. We're here. And then, yes, there are opposing forces, but at the end of the day, either you're going to do something about it or you just going to manage yourself. So either way you look at it, man, if you're not about minding your business, staying balanced, and keeping and governing yourself, your life is always going to be chaotic. Because balance, accountability, and just knowing what life is and how it works. Of course, it's a fucking scam. Like, you're right. You got it. You've guessed it. Tell them what they've won, Johnny. It's a scam. But we're here. We're here. And the thing is, what bigger scam than us to be going through all of this and forgetting the innate power that we have. And we don't use it. We don't use it. It's crazy. So we be working against ourselves a lot of times. And it be, like I said, it be shit going on. It is stuff that's going on that be a bit much. But either we're going to do something about it, and if we can't do nothing about it, we got to be about doing the best we can for ourselves. And that is not only setting things that you want to get done and working toward them, but that's also keeping your mental health in order. Because that stinking thinking, it messes you up mentally. And then when the mind and the spirit begins to disconnect and have conflict, the body begins to go under a series of illness, because there's the alignment is all over the place. Now, yes, eventually, because this force, what's going on here is now what we would call chaos. But because chaos produces order, yeah, over time the shit will level out on its own, because it mirror just by the equation of it, chaos equals order. So just by that thing being what it is, that equation, that's inevitable. However, sometimes we draw out things longer than we have to. So we got to know what's up with the shit. We're like really eternal. We're energy. Like, that's a thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you stuff be going on. You seen it. I saw it. Yes, we go to funerals. It's different stuff that we do. But that is just part of this existence. It's a time to be born. It's a time to die. It's a time. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, and everybody is not going to go peacefully because of how the world is. There has to be differences. That's what makes the experience. That's what makes the environment. Oh my God, it would be totally a waste of time if we came here and everybody was the same and everything was the same and everything was wah wah wah. What the fuck are we here for? I mean, even our consciousness knows it by default. Why? Because people do stuff and they be like, well, you gotta die something. You know, you got them people. So they already know subconsciously their power. They know who they are. So yeah. Basically, sum it up and end the shit. There are different levels. I mean, they tell you that in Mario Brothers. A lot of these video games are telling you what the fuck is going on. Your life is a fucking video game. You're just in flesh. So it's like, it's going to be stuff that happens in life that's going to be chaotic, and it's going to damn near put you on your knees. I get it. I get it. But you got to know that there are good days coming. You just got to keep going, because by the law of how the shit work, it can't be a nightmare all the time. You're going to have ups and downs. That's the part of life too. It's nuance. It's levels to it. There's going to be some celebrations. There's going to be some grief. There's going to be heartache. That's what comes with it. And I'm not saying these things to infuriate or to be inflammatory. What I am saying is these are the things that happen. Now, when we choose to fight against that, we have such a objection and we're appalled. What do you mean people die? What do you mean people get sick? What do you mean there's trouble? You know that shit. What are you arguing with it for? Why would you argue with that? Somebody saying that. That is what goes on. A person would just merely be stating the facts. So it's really about governing this mind and keeping this mind in order and keeping the spirit enriched and fed so that they can be in an alignment and you can be in somewhat of an ebb and flow when it comes to your existence. When everything is not connecting and misfiring, you got an earthquake within your aura. You know, you got a whole earthquake moment going on there. That's when the disease, that's when the misery comes about. So all of this shit is very important. And I know some of y'all might be like, what the fuck? It's okay, baby. Just take the parts you got and sew them together. It makes sense out of them. Sew them together. That's what I asked. Take the parts, take something I said, something you knew what the fuck I was talking about. Sew it together with something else, honey, and come up with something. It's all about your critical thinking anyway. This is your life. You got to figure it out for yourself. I'm just talking and shooting off some thoughts. Ultimately, this is your shit. You got to do the work. So that was a long rant. 10 minutes, I said what I was going to say. And that's just how I felt about it. I'm out, y'all.